U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken has dismissed calls by Arab leaders for a ceasefire in the Gaza Strip following talks in Jordan. But as peace efforts continued, Israel stepped up its offensive in the enclave. Raymond Yan reports.
Another night, another round of Israeli airstrikes. More bombs landed near the Jabalia refugee camp in northern Gaza, toppling buildings and setting rubble ablaze. It was not immediately known how many people were killed, but the Red Crescent Society was seen taking scores of injured to hospital. Palestinian authorities said more than 9,400 people have now been killed in Gaza in the past month. Contrary to Israel's claim that it was targeting only structures occupied by Hamas, Al Jazeera says that Israeli forces were now hitting water tanks in an apparent attempt to cut off vital elements from locals, forcing them to flee south. With the conflict set to enter a second month, Arab leaders are now trying to work out a ceasefire. Foreign ministers from Saudi Arabia, Qatar, the United Arab Emirates and Egypt gathered in Jordan for talks, while U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken also traveled to the kingdom. Little seemed to be achieved from the meeting, as the two sides remained split.
It's our view that a ceasefire now would simply leave Hamas in place, able to regroup and repeat what it did on October 7th.
We need to get our priorities straight. Right now we have to make sure the war stops. We have to make sure that we do not contribute to creating the same conditions in which this violence erupted.
Israel has flatly rejected calls for a ceasefire, saying its operation will continue until Hamas releases more than 200 hostages. But the militant group said around 60 of the captives have now died because of the Israeli bombardment.